Hey, hey, hey! Brandy here with a video about getting to know you and some random questions. Y'all are always asking me questions about myself and sending me questions that you would like answered, so I thought I'd put a video together about some of your questions and answering them. So the first question I have is somebody asked, how did I get started in dance and why do I continue dancing? I got started in dance when I was 2 years old, and my mom put me in my first ballet class at my very first studio. I stayed there for about a year, and from what I remember, I hated it. Yeah, I don't know why. I just remember not liking it and crying, I think, like every lesson. And then I started kindergarten, and my school had talent shows and performances, which was totally awesome that they did that because it immediately got me involved in the arts. And every year I performed in a huge show, a large performance, and I did that all the way through the fifth grade. And we performed everything from Peter Pan, The Wizard of Oz, Sound of Music, like all kinds of things. I was in tons of productions, and at the same time, I also started up dance in another studio, and I danced there until I was 18 years old. I also, well, maybe I was actually younger than that. I think I was like 16 years old when I stopped that studio. But I continued dancing until I was 18 years old. Through school, musicals, and all that. I was in all of the productions in school as well, for like the musicals and things. I did ballet, jazz, and tap growing up my whole life. Then, when I aged out of my first studio, I began cheering semi pro football for 5 years. And then we moved away to a town where there was no kind of arts or dance or anything available to me. It was a very, very small town with one stoplight and a bunch of fields, and that was about it. So I lived there for a couple years and moved around here and there. And then finally, I moved to my current town where I started taking dance lessons once again. And I've been dancing for a few years now again, and I continue doing it because it's what makes me happy. It's what calms me down at the end of a stressful day. It's where all of my friends are at dance. I love my studio. I love my teacher. I love all of my dance family. Yeah, dance is one of my favorite things. So somebody asked what my favorite perfume is. I really don't have a favorite perfume, but I do really love all of the fragrances in Taylor Swift's collection. I'm currently wearing the Wonderstruck perfume right now. I think it smells really good along with all the rest of her perfumes. I also like anything from Bath and Body Works. Well, most of their stuff. I don't really like the old lady flowery things. But like all the holiday scents and all like the like tropical scents, I like that kind of thing. Yeah. Also, somebody asked what my favorite actor or who my favorite actor was. I love Ryan Gosling. I also love Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. Yeah. So if I ever have a son someday, my first son's name will be Jensen, named after Jensen Ackles. Yeah, and yeah. So somebody else asked, "What did you do this past weekend?" So this past weekend, I unfortunately had to work the whole weekend, but thanks to a wonderful coworker of mine, I was allowed to take a couple hours off to go to a 5K, and that was in a neighboring town of mine. I ran that 5K and 26:41 and ended up getting first place for my age group. I was really happy about that. And somebody else asked me, what are my plans for this weekend? My plans for this weekend are to also run another 5K that is sponsoring a gentleman in town who is in need of a vehicle to transport his wheelchair. So I thought that was a really nice cause. and I am also going to a paranormal flashlight tour in our local cemetery. I think that will be really fun. I've been to their tours in the past and had an awesome time, and I can't wait for that. And also, I hope to maybe visit a cider mill this weekend. It's fall and it's the perfect time to do that, and I've been craving some cider, so hopefully I can make a trip to the cider mill. What is my favorite music? My favorite music is classical music, and I think that stems from my history in dance and my background of dancing. I grew up listening to pretty much only classical music for so many years that it just kind of grew in my heart and stayed. So I listen to that all the time. Also, of course, I love Taylor Swift, as most of you know, because I mention her in like most of my videos, and I listen to her nonstop. I think I've played all of her CDs around the clock in my truck everywhere I go for like 6 years. So yeah, it drives my husband crazy, but sorry, don't take my truck if you don't like my music. Anyways, so yeah, I also like Evanescence. I also like classic rock, and I'm pretty much like a fan of everything except for I'm not really into rap music a lot. Yeah, it's okay though. I can listen to it every once in a while, but just not really my thing. But that's okay. So yeah, somebody asked, what do I do in my spare time? When I actually get some spare time, which is not very often, I like to run races. I like to do crafts. I do lots of projects. I like to try my hand at baking. I like to volunteer and fundraise for different organizations. And I like to cuddle my pugs. So one of you wanted to know where my favorite place to shop was. I love shopping at thrift stores and antique shops and secondhand places and garage sales. I mostly like to get my things from places that are unusual, places that I can dig through racks and look for vintage items. I like things that are different and things that not everybody wears. I like a different kind of style. I have like a classic vintage look to my clothes a lot of the time. I like my clothes to reflect my personality, and usually that's pretty different, as some of you know. So I like to look for things that are different, and those kind of places is where you can find those kind of things. So yeah, next question. What is the first thing I do when I wake up? So, the first thing I do when I wake up is reach for my glasses because I am completely blind without them. Actually, legally blind. Yeah. I can't see a thing without my glasses. Everything is like a blurry, dark mess. So, I put on my glasses and then I head straight for the shower. So, another question was, what was my first car? My first car I bought for myself was a 1981 Mercury Capri, and it was black and it was beautiful, and I absolutely loved that car. It was so cool, and everybody in school wanted my car. I had everybody offering to buy my car. People would always stop me on the streets and ask me what kind of car it was and tell me how cool it was. It was totally awesome until a guy in my class smashed into me one day and ruined it. But yeah, that car was so cool. This is what it looked like. Yeah. Next question was, what was the last thing that you bought? Well, the last thing I bought was this morning I went to the coffee shop and bought a coffee and bagel. It is called a White Lightning, and I get it with raspberry. It's white chocolate and caramel and raspberry frozen drink that is so good. And I get a cinnamon vanilla bagel with that with strawberry cream cheese, and it's wonderful. Yep. And somebody else asked me what was my favorite charity or charities. My favorite charities are the Michigan Pug Rescue. I donate to them a lot. We also donate to the Best Friends Animal Rescue. I like to do local fundraising in my town for different organizations. I fundraise for my dance academy because we are in desperate need of funds for that. Yeah, just pretty much any organization that needs help, I like to help and sponsor them if I can. So yeah, I always am looking for things in the paper that I can help with. I do 5Ks all the time that are sponsoring people or organizations so I can help that way. So yeah, I have tons of organizations and places that I help and fundraise and sponsor for. Yeah. So somebody else asked, what is your favorite day of the week? Um, Normally I would say a weekend would be my favorite day of the week, but that would only be if I had the weekend off. So I'm going to say my favorite day of the week is my day off. Whatever day that would be, if I get one, that would be the best one because then I can finally be able to do whatever I want to and relax. So another question was, have I ever gotten a speeding ticket? Nope. Thank goodness. Knock on wood. And I hope I didn't just jinx myself, or hope you didn't just jinx me by asking that question. Close though. I have been pulled over for speeding one time, and it was only because I didn't realize that they had changed the signs in an area that I used to drive through all the time that used to be faster, and then one day they decided to change the speed limit on me, and I was going 10 over. But anyways, I didn't get a ticket, so we're all good. Yep, but never got a ticket. Anyways, next question. Someone asked, if I had $10 million, would I still be working? No way. I would quit the instant I got $10 million. And I would do all kinds of fun things that I always miss out on. I would give money to all the places and people that I know that are in need of it. I would donate to my local animal shelter that is in desperate need of new building. I would definitely donate to my dance academy that needs a new fire ladder, Firebird Fine Arts Academy. Get that plug in there. Needs a fire ladder so we can actually use our studio, so we can get our students up there in our beautiful studio that we cannot use. And I would donate to so many organizations and so many people and pay off all the student loans that we have and all of our bills that we have, and that would just be so wonderful. But yes, I would quit immediately. No more working at my current location. And you did not hear that from me. So somebody else wanted to know wanted me to name the worst job that I have ever had, or a job that wasn't at all what I expected. Well, so I better go into the past for this one. When I was younger, I worked at a pumpkin patch. And when I saw the job was available, I thought, ooh, this is going to be so fun because I love Halloween, I love fall, I love pumpkin patches. They are like one of my favorite places to visit in the fall. This is going to be great. Well, as soon as I started, I found out I had to be out in the cold for like 12 hours every day in the freezing, rainy, cold, windy weather, and taking care of lots of naughty bratty children, and yeah, picking up rotten pumpkins and filthy, dirty apples and everything else, and just freezing and hiding behind corn stalks crying because I was so cold. Yeah, it was nothing what I expected at all. So yeah, working at that pumpkin patch, probably one of the worst jobs ever had. I sing in the shower. Of course I do. Who doesn't? It's a full-on concert when I am in the shower. Yeah, normally I would never sing for anybody, like, ever, because I think my voice is pretty terrible. But when I think nobody's home and nobody can hear me, I am singing in the shower. Yeah. So one of y'all wanted to know what my favorite drink was. I would have to say something from Starbucks or Big B Coffee. I love both of those places. I don't really like hot drinks. I prefer mine frozen. And I normally like them with chocolate or white chocolate. I also love lemonade mixed with iced tea, like in the summertime. I also love like hot apple cider mixed with caramel or red hots. I think that's really good too. So, yeah. And also, someone wanted to know what my favorite food was. I am extremely picky when it comes to food. I don't really like that many things. I'm vegetarian, so that makes it even harder. But I do like macaroni and cheese. I do like pizza every once in a while. I love ice cream. I do salads a lot. But yeah, I don't eat very many things. I'm really, really, really picky, unfortunately. Yeah. Another question I had was, what is my favorite pizza topping? So I love feta cheese and banana peppers on my pizza. I know everybody thinks it's the weirdest thing until they've actually tried it, and then they discover that, oh, this is great. Which I thought, ew, disgusting the first time I heard it. It was actually my sister that said that was her favorite thing to have on her pizza, and she talked me into it, and I tried it, and now it's been my favorite pizza topping for years, and I don't like anything else on my pizza. Actually I do. I lied, sorry. I also do like a taco pizza from Pizza Hut, but I get mine meatless, and it comes with refried beans, lettuce, tomato, sour cream, and like cheese and some other things on it, and it is amazing. So yeah, those two things are my favorite pizza toppings. One of the last things that I had asked was, somebody wanted to know what my favorite smells were. Okay, I really love the smell of like coconut suntan lotion. I love the smell of hot jello. I like the smell of cupcakes baking in the oven. I absolutely love the smell of new carpet or like a new car. And one of my favorite smells ever is like the smell of a shoe store, and I guess it's the smell of leather or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, maybe suede leather, I don't know, something, but it smells so good. And then I also love the smell of a coffee shop, when you go in and you smell that like coffee aroma that fills the air, and like the baked goods and all those things, they smell so good. So yeah, those are my favorite things to smell. What a weird question. So the last question I have asked today is, what is my favorite brand of shoes? So typically I buy whatever kind of shoe that I think looks cute, but I tend to lean towards Converse or Keds. I think both of those are adorable. I love Converse shoes in every color. I currently have them in black, red, maroon, and white, and I would love to have even more colors. And I also love Keds, especially the Taylor Swift line right now. She has the most adorable line of shoes. They are so cute. And I only unfortunately have like one pair right now, and they are burgundy with white polka dots. Adorable. But if you're wondering, my birthday is coming up in just like 3 weeks or less. It's coming up in November, so if anybody wants any birthday ideas, hint, hint, you can get me some perfume, Taylor Swift, or some Keds, Taylor Swift. Yeah, get the hint. Or lots of other pretty girly things. I love nail polish, which my work doesn't allow, but I like to wear it on days off, so that's always pretty, and girly things. So yeah. So I guess that's the end of this video of random questions. So thanks for joining me, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. They say, Brandy, you're a fine girl.